we take you back to the Gold Coast studio, and it's Mossy and Robbo for Gold Coast Gold.
Yes, g'day and welcome to Gold Coast Gold, your wrap-up of the whole event here at the Gold Coast Airport Marathon. We'll be taking you for the next half an hour through all the expert analysis. We'll be also taking you out there across the ground to show you what we saw through our eyes. But Robbo, you've been coming here for 46 years for this event. Tell me, mate, what do you love so much about the Gold Coast Airport Marathon?
Yeah, Mossy, look, I love it. I never miss a Gold Coast Airport Marathon. And look, it's a bit cliched now, but it's just got everything. It's got the weather, it's got the beaches, it's got...
Us? It's now got us.
It's got us here now, that's right. And, you know, the event itself is fantastic. The organisation is amazing. To have all the thousands of runners that come along and they all get to the toilet and they get their run and they get their medals and they get their shirts and they get their bananas at the end as well. So, look, it's great from that point of view. But this year, Mossy, the organisers stepped it up a notch. And the IAAF actually came down to the Gold Coast and they said, righto, you're doing a pretty good job. We're going to stamp that gold label. So the entire Gold Coast Airport Marathon has been labelled gold. And we're very excited about that, Mossy. And in particular, I thought one of the things we could do to pay homage to the goldness of the event is set up our very own pot of gold. And I've brought that in today. And we're going to speak a bit about some records as we get through the show. A record I'm particularly keen to set today is the most number of times the word gold can be said in half an hour. All right, and for every time we hear the word gold, I'll be putting a gold coin donation in through there. And Mossy, you can join me as well. So,
well, where are we at the moment?
Gold Coast.
There you go.
Thank you.
Now, as we said there, we'll be taking you through all the different races, the winners, and a little bit of colour out in the field. In fact, why don't we do that right now? We'll go out there, and lots of people participated throughout the event, and here's some of the action that we got to see.
All last minute, thought I'd do it, stand out from the pack, mate. I can't run, but why not? You know, my girlfriend's going to smash me, so why not have an excuse why I lost?
It's all for raising awareness and funds for motor neurone disease. My mum got diagnosed 3 years ago, so just trying to do whatever we can to raise the awareness and funds that it needs to find a treatment or a cure.
There's a run in Melbourne called 2 Bays, and you get priority entry if you run in a Hawaiian shirt. And I did that about 2 years ago to get the entry, and I've run it ever since. Every time I wear a brand new shirt, I get a really good result.
We're raising money for Nutrition Plus, so we're trying to get fruits and veggies into the Aboriginal community. So yeah, we ran 10Ks in banana suit and my friend ran it backwards.
I think it's just the atmosphere and the people, and you just get addicted to it. It's just an incredible vibe, the energy and the support that you get from people yelling out to you along the way is just amazing.
Very loud, Gold Coast. Yes, and don't we all love the Gold Coast? It's an amazing event indeed. Now, a person who participated in the event, the 10K event yesterday, she is one of the golden athletes of Australian athletics. She won a gold medal in the 2004 World Cross Country Championships. She's an absolute legend. Benita Willis, welcome to Gold Coast Gold.
Thanks, guys. I think I do that now.
Now tell me, B, have you had a golden time since you've been here?
Yeah, I've had a golden time. That's not... I'm going to chuck it in there.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm really pumped for today, and yesterday running in the 10K, I paced the sub-60 group with my sister, and it was her first 10K, so it was really fun, and first time we took a photo on the start line of a race. But yeah, no, it's been a fantastic weekend, and yesterday the 10K was just great.
And B, you've been made the ambassador, or one of the ambassadors for the Gold Coast Airport Marathon. I mean, finally, we had to get you back into the country to start with. As we know, you've been off living in the States in Boulder, Colorado. Yeah. You're back here now, and you've started what I think might be a long-term relationship with the event. You must be thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to come back to Australia and move back to Queensland, and came back 3 months ago, packed up my stuff in London, America, and Melbourne, and came back here. And I'm just really excited to be involved with an event like this. It's in my home state. Grew up in Mackay, so I'm a rough country girl. And just to be associated with an IAAF Gold Label race like this, yeah.
And folks, if you're watching at home, you're not sure, you obviously will know the Proud West that Mossy and I hold on the marathon arena, but Benita Willis, the finest Australian female marathoner and runner in general, 2K record, 3K record, 5K, 10K. Used to have the half.
We don't care about the half
but
marathon,
the marathon
Robbo.
as well. And there she is in a former day. That's the card.
Oh, that's not
And then
very.
that's the collector's card. So
That's a pretty rough photo.
we'll
but
throw that into the gold pot of gold.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, no, and it's just great to be back here working. I was at the kids' races yesterday, starting them and seeing the talent come through and working with people in Australia. And I've done a lot with junior sport over in America since I've been living there. But I'm just pumped to be back here and to focus my energy on developing sport in the country, but also helping people keep fit and active.
Well, you participated yesterday. We might go to some footage of the start and the finish. Can you tell us what were the conditions like out there for the event?
I think it was a little bit warm. Fine for a 10K, but I was a bit worried for the marathon this morning. It was a little bit warm at 6:30, but the atmosphere was fantastic, and it was a great start. It was just one of those races that you show up to, and it's something where I'm back in the pack. I was in the corral too, and
You can't be used to that. That's not something you're used to at all.
Well, I'm good at barging people there from hockey, so I had to use my elbows a bit at the start. And yeah, no, it's not like being an elite athlete. It's just being back in the pack, and that's what I wanted to do, and help some people towards. You know, we were running towards in the last 2K. People are going, oh, I'm just trying to break 52 minutes, or I'm just trying to break 60, and it's really cool to be able to go, okay, we'll just start running with us, just relax and help people in the field.
Well, now you know what it feels like not to win a gold medal.
That's right. Now, if we can roll the footage of the start of the Southern Cross Uni 10K, actually, if you can spot this closely, there was a bit of a tumble. I was started up the front. I actually ran it myself, had a kilt on, which is the first time I've ever run a 10K in a kilt. But we'll have a look at it here. You might see it early on as the tape rolls, but just down to the right-hand side, there is a bit of a spill there as the runners charge off. There you go, just there, and you see, look at that.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't think anyone was too badly injured, and they dusted themselves off and kept going. But look at that, steady stream. I mean, you know, it's just amazing to see so many people getting out and doing something for their physical health.
And I like how you deflected that, Robbo. You were actually bottom right on the screen. You went straight past that spill.
There's our winners coming through, and here we have Mitch Brown from Victoria, 30:01. And in the females, there's Bridie Delaney from New South Wales, 33:52, the finish time. And you've had a bit to do with Bridie, and she's a great talent.
Yeah, I think Bridie's a great talent. I commentated her race at the National Championships, and she was very close to making our Commonwealth Games team in the 1500. So it's great to see someone. It's disappointing not to make our Commonwealth Games team, but someone that's come back and running a distance that she's not used to, and coming here. I think that shows a lot of determination to kind of get back there and keep having a go. You know, you don't just go off and be upset for a few months. So I love Bridie. I think she's really tough, and she's going to come through.
Well, we love Bridie too. She's very proud down there in New South Wales. We had a chance to catch up with her after her race as one of the winners of the Southern Cross University 10-kilometre event. Conditions out there today?
Yeah, it's pretty nice and pretty easy to take the jacket and trackies off in this kind of weather, especially coming from Sydney where it's been a bit chilly in the morning.
So right there at the start, you absolutely blitzed them. Was that your plan, to get out there really hard?
No, I sort of planned to take it a bit easy and found myself in the lead by the turnaround, so just kept working on from there and felt pretty good. It only sort of hit me with 1500 to go, and then the crowd sort of spurred me on and just kept driving to the line. Yeah.
The commentators were saying there that you kind of flew under the radar. I don't think you did for a lot of us, but you like to do that, don't you?
Oh yeah, well I got my wisdom teeth out last week, so I wasn't sure if I'd race, and sort of recovered pretty well and signed myself up a couple of days ago, so it was a bit of a sneaky under the radar, but yeah.
I know you're a little bit disappointed about not making Com Games this time around. Where to next for you?
This is a bit of a silver lining for considering I missed out. Just keep the fitness going, keep rolling with the consistency, and hopefully next year put my name on the team.
Mitch Brown, winner of the 10K event today at the Gold Coast Airport Marathon. How are conditions out there this morning?
Very pleasant, Mossy, very pleasant indeed, yeah. It was, someone said to me after the race, or asked me the question how I found the cold, and thought he must have been joking, because Melbourne's considerably colder at this time of year, as I'm sure you're aware, but nice to get up here and enjoy some warmer climes for the weekend.
So pack of four went out there pretty hard. Did you feel threatened by anyone around you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Guys like Ben Moreau, Jackson Elliott, don't take them lightly. Both had the better of me on previous occasions, and young Riley Cox is an athlete on the way up as well. So it panned out early in a way that I thought I would. Both Ben and Jackson pretty keen to attack it hard and set the pace early, and just got myself in position, and was able to work off that.
What was your race plan, and were you able to execute it?
First race in a while, so been training well, but a little bit tentative. Sit and kick was the pretty basic tactic for me, and I was lucky that it worked pretty well today. Ben got a little bit of a break on the rest of the field, sort of about the 7k mark, maybe just coming up there. So I went with him, and probably about 8.5k to go. I thought I'll start the long run for home and try and get a bit of a better idea of where I'm at, pushing it hard over that last k and a half, and felt really strong. So hopefully good signs of things to come, and that maybe I'm on the way back.
Yeah, great to catch up with the winners there of the Southern Cross Uni 10K. And Mossy, did you notice even the microphone tips have been dipped in gold this year as well, which has been fantastic. Just to point out as well, Mitch Brown held off Ben Moreau from the UK and Riley Cox from South Australia in the men's 10K. And the women, Bridie Delaney held off Tara Gorman and Belinda Martin. So that was the Southern Cross Uni 10K. It's a good little event to do. You get it over and done with early, and then you can get yourself fired up to cheer on the runners in the half and the marathon on Sunday. So if you're thinking of coming up to the Gold Coast and dipping your toe in the water, that 10K is a great one.
And coming up very soon, we have a legend of the sport. So much of a legend, just like Benita here, but you'll have to stick around for that here on Gold Coast Gold. So that's one, and it's also two. Let's step into the half marathon, Robbo. It was on this morning, very, very early. What did you like about that one?
Look, it was great conditions early on. We got here very early to set up, and the climate and the conditions were just fantastic for fast running. Look, I really liked the fact that there was just thousands and thousands of runners. I think it's probably the most highly patronised event here at the Gold Coast Airport Marathon. That's the ASICS Half Marathon. We had some great running from the men's and the women's as well. We've got a little bit of footage here from the start and the finish line. Let's see how it unfolded.
So as it comes up there, Benita, a half marathon. You've participated in many different events out there, but the half marathon, I guess it's an event that's achievable for just about anyone, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I think about the half marathon. You can be doing 10k training, 5k training. You can run a pretty good half marathon, or there's some people that are doing marathon training or the longer distance that can still run a good half marathon. So it's like an in-between distance. I think to run your best half, you need to train like a 5k, 10k runner. And certainly I've loved racing many halves around the world. I've run the world half quite a few times, and that was my first ever half marathon, was a world championship, and it's something that I always remember, and I did really enjoy that distance.
Yeah, look, and we got to catch up with the winner, Ruben Kosko, and you'll find a little catch up with him shortly. But I think it's interesting. The half marathons often get the better conditions because it is so much cooler, and the marathoners are hanging around doing their stretches, thinking, "Oh, we'd love to get started now because it gets a little bit hot, come later on in the day." So, but it's a great step up from that 10k, and we're going to have a little look at the start line now and the finish as well.
So I can tell you, Robert, one thing I remember from the start line there, I had to have 3 jumpers on, and I didn't think that was going to be the case being up here at the Gold Coast in Queensland.
Did you say cold or gold? Look at that! It's gold sunrise coming up over in the horizon there. Thanks, B. Yeah. And loads of runners. So it's pretty dark. It's a 6 o'clock start here for the ASICS Half Marathon.
Yeah, I don't mind dark starts. I've done a few, and I quite like as the sun's rising. Yeah.
So here's our winner, Ruben Kosko, coming through, 1:04.56, and great run from the Kenyan. But look at this man in second place here. I want you to watch closely. This is Brad Milosevic of New South Wales, and watch what he does. Bang! I want to see that again, Mossy, and B. Look at this. You don't see this very often.
Look at the technique. The right goes in, the left, and
thanks for coming.
That's it, exactly.
No longer. Where's that ended up? That singlet could be on eBay.
I think it was the one I had in that package before, the orange jersey there.
Millie Clark just coming in there. She won the women's race, and you spoke a bit about Bridie earlier, using that determination that she had and the fitness she had, missing out on the Com Games. And I think Millie Clark's a little bit in that category as well. I know she's tried over the season. She's come out and it was set at the finish line. That was probably the best win of her career.
Yeah, and it just takes sometimes it takes disappointment to bring out big performances, and certainly it's the people that have disappointments that come back and perform really well quite soon. That's a sign of a champion.
Well, let's catch up with the winners now.
Yeah, I want to just say one thing about Ruben Kosko. Yes. He's a gold medalist at the Sydney Olympics in the 3,000 metre steeplechase. Let's have a listen from the winners from the half marathon.
Today is good. I was happy with the race. Yeah, actually, it is my past race in Gold Coast. I never ran in Gold Coast, and also my first race in 3 years. I never ran for 3 years. due to Achilles injury. So winning this race today, even though the time is slow, I'm happy for my coming back.
Great. And what do you love most about the Gold Coast?
I like, the most thing I like in Gold Coast is the city. Very beautiful city. And also very beautiful view. So amazing.
And great for a win in a half marathon. Congratulations, and we'll see you again here next year.
Thanks very much. See you soon.
Millie Clark, winner of the ASICS half marathon. The great Steve Monaghetti called that the greatest win of your career. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm happy to claim that, definitely.
And you must be thrilled. Great conditions for running fast out there today.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly. My hands are a bit cold.
You're from Tasmania, aren't you?
I know, but like now I'm not very big, so I feel the cold.
And you must be obviously still in some good form. Missed out on the Com Games selection, but still got some good form and great to get the win up here.
Yeah, look, I don't think I'm fast enough for a 10K, so I was like, I'll move it up a bit, that way I can go a bit slower, but I feel like I can just switch off and just keep going, so it worked out all right.
Yeah, awesome. And tell us, what do you love about coming up to the Gold Coast and racing up here?
I think I like the climate. I like the sun. It's a nice flat course. Sydney was a bit like, but yeah, you know. All I wanted to do was like cross the tape, stick my hands up. That's all I've ever wanted to do, and I was just like, yes.
You saw there Millie Clark, a Taswegian who actually lives in New South Wales, winning there. And Monas, welcome aboard here.
Thank you. A few dance moves there I saw.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a guy here. 4 Commonwealth Games, took out gold and silvers and bronze. I think 3 bronzes there as well.
Couple of bronzes, 1 silver, a gold.
Right, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, great to be here, boys. We've had a fantastic day, seriously.
Look, it must be an absolute pleasure for you to be spending time here with us on the Mossy and Robbo's.
I'll be the judge of that. Thank you very much.
Now, mate, have you had a golden time?
I've had a terrific time here. How am I going? I'm going very well, you see. I'm onto the game. So, no, what about you? Have you had a silver, or has it been better than silver?
Yes, I thought I'd come here with a silver label, but I'm upgrading that to the gold.
That's
I'll tell you what I'm running out over here, Robbo. Yes.
It was only silver label when I was here, but now it's a
gold.
See, it's just, it's going well here. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. No, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving my pile. I'm making money. It's like gambling.
Now, from this point forward, the show notes, they're out the window because
we just take over. We don't worry about that
today,
sort of
we have seen the Australian all-comers record in the marathon broken and the record here at the Gold Coast Airport Marathon.
Yeah, what a great day and fantastic running, and you know, the fastest time ever on Australian soil, and that's world-class running, 2:09:14, just getting under Deek's record. So Deek out.
Yes.
Limo in.
Well, and we've got to mention as well, we were hoping to get the great Rob De Castello on the show today.
Yeah, but he's crying.
He's in a gutter.
Yeah,
he's at Burley Heads at the turnaround.
No, I actually beg to differ, boys. I saw him go for a run. He's going to come back today. Yeah, he wants to take it back.
I think he's just checking the footage. I think he actually, isn't he? I think it was.
Was there a break?
Yeah, I reckon there's something going on. He's checking the timing. Something happened. Yeah.
I know. We heard from Deek at the Elite Media Conference earlier this weekend. And he would love to have seen that record smashed. He said we had a quick chat to him at the finish line. He said, "Look, it was only a few seconds. They weren't having a go."
Oh well, I did break the course record by almost a minute. I reckon. And we joke, but Deek was delighted to have. Obviously, he would have liked it to have been an Australian.
Yep.
So, but to have it, I think that raises the bar now. You know, we don't need to talk about the breaking 2:10, the course record, the 2:10, the all-comers record. That's done, and now we'll get a higher level of international athlete coming, which will also force the Australians to raise the bar as well.
Now, Monas, everyone loves you here. They're all in awe, drooling over the fact you're here. But my mate Robbo has a bone to pick with you, Robbo.
Yes, Mono.
Here's your big chance.
Well,
don't stuff it up.
Here
this
we
is
go.
It, mate.
No, this is it. Righto. Okay. Well, I'll take your mind back. Right, how many years have you been coming? I've been coming 46. You must have been about 56.
Oh well, 50. That will say. Yeah, it's one more than you.
So always. 2009, I remember running the marathon, and I was not in bad shape there. Looking to try and break 3 hours, and you were the man with the three-hour light balloons, and others will know they've run with Mona. And so, look, I was trying to break 3 hours, and mate, you didn't do a very good job. I did 3:08. Yeah,
well, I can't piggyback you, mate. You've actually got to run it yourself. So the problem was, if you had of, this is your problem. did you have a bit of this coin out on the course, looking after the man? I mean, you got to play the game, my friend.
Well, I know
Robbo,
that now.
so.
I know you're open to bribery now, but I didn't know that then. I was green.
Okay, exactly. So anyway,
well, I'm just about out of the coins here, but I am going to throw it in here. I'm going to say it was a gold marathon that we saw today, and let's have a look at some of the footage. And I'd be really interested to get an understanding from your perspective about Lima going out so early, so hard.
Yeah, and obviously I was a bit surprised myself because, as you probably know, I called it was too early, no chance of winning. So again, yeah, I was completely wrong, and for that I deserve to pay a fine. But I always call it early.
No, when you pay a fine, you actually get to bring
get it back.
Yeah,
but no, I thought, this course traditionally you need to be a bit conservative and probably wait till about 30, 31k. But he went early and didn't he just hang on? I mean, he was getting tired, but as I say, slowing down slower than everybody else, and a fantastic result. I mean, he's on 2.8 pace for a long time.
Yeah.
So
our cross to Pat
oh, it's your fault.
No.
He was on 2.8 pace until he saw you, Robbo.
I'll tell you what it was.
What did you do?
Well, he saw at the top of the hill here, runners that do the marathon will know that's the heartbreak hill of the Gold Coast course. But they saw Silas Moss and Pat Carroll side by side, and they went, hang on, it's the same bloke.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to get him DNA tested.
And believe it or not...
And they said they probably went left into the Ronald McDonald store. So
wow, that's controversy now, boys. Okay,
we
I thought we wouldn't be talking about hair over here.
No, well, we won't.
But
Exactly.
can you believe what Pat Carroll was drinking? What do you think? He had a can of a beverage. What would he be having? He is a ginger nut.
Yeah, so he's ginger ale.
He was,
of course,
ginger beer,
of course,
actually,
ale. Beer. I like my ales, but he can have beer.
We should bring up some footage from the race here. I think we might be.
Oh, we could talk all day. We probably do need some footage. That's right. So, look forward to it. What an outstanding run, and I think that's the thing. Even to run solo for as long as Limo did, I think that was the surprise because often it gets a bit difficult in the second half here, and he was able to break away early, and he did take a couple of looks behind, check the watch a few times, but I think to his credit, he probably knew he had the course record from a long way out, kept pushing because it's easy enough to go, okay, 2:10.01, I'll run in at 2:9.59. But he had that all-comers record in mind, and as it turns out, that's exactly what happened. So good on him for pushing right through, even though the victory was his from a very long way out.
Mono, a lot said of the Kenyans, Ethiopians, Japanese even.
Yes.
But what about the American run out there today? The lad from Boulder, Colorado, Jeffrey Eggleston, and great to have him here in first and foremost. But what a performance! Yeah,
because first US athlete, elite athlete to come out to the race, and having run so well, there's no doubt that will be a big story in the States, and that'll encourage more to come out. So a really good sign. And geez, and again, I was calling him gone too as well, and I didn't even give him second. He was it was the moniker. So I write you off, and you're guaranteed to run better. So there you go.
Just before we went on, I got a tweet from a private message from Ryan Hall, and he said, right, well, if it's good enough for Jeffrey Eggleston, I'm coming out.
Yeah.
So he's keen. We'll
There's
probably
whispers.
see him,
that's right.
Sign that up next week.
He's actually been in Australia before.
And his wife Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah.
I think she's the one that's keen to get out.
Yeah, he actually was out here. This you won't know this, Robbo, but his father taught at Bort High School, and when Ryan Hall was just a little kid, and a good mate of mine, Dennis Boyle, who was a student up there, and actually knew Ryan when he was just but a wee pup, so he's had some history in Australia. So we'll claim him as well. He's country Australian.
Absolutely, of course we'll claim him. He's
Ryan,
a New South Welshman, I'm sure we can say that. Now, we will now shoot off to a little bit of the footage. Sila Limo, and I have to admit, Sila is very close to Silas, so it's a little bit different for me in terms of running style, Robbo.
I don't know about that, but let's see.
So here they are. Always exciting. There's Scotty Westcott. Didn't have his best day pacing.
But to their credit, they were on the pace early, and at the end of the day, we got a fast result. So he can say he paced. He is a part of history, exactly.
That's right.
Look at that, just stopping down, grabbing the water with the left hand, didn't cross with the right. They're valuable seconds.
Yeah, he knows. He's practiced that, and a great run also from a Japanese winner.
Yes, so Kato, Asami Kato in the women's race.
Yeah, who also went pretty early and ran a lot of it solo. She seemed to be, we're getting the splits, and there was a couple of pack chasing, but Kato really ran, and I think B was onto it pretty early. She ran a PB, but she's had pretty good form leading into the race. So despite what I think she was almost favourite, you know, we didn't want to put the expectation on her, but very good up and coming runner. So no surprises there. Probably a little bit surprised she ran that fast. So great result.
Now, a race within the race was the Australian Marathon Champs, which were back at the Gold Coast first time since 2006. And look, they're state of origin mad up this way. And look, it was great to see that it was hyped up, this event. It state against state, mate against mate.
Was that? I didn't see any. There's no national championship. No, I don't think. It was
Oh, Victoria! Hey, the little V we shall call it from here on in.
Did we?
Apparently.
I think this was just a war. Did we turn up or what?
It's a big deal, Monty. You'll have to look it up. But Rowan Walker took it out in the men's, from ACT, and he's a stalwart. Of Australian marathon running.
He is. I'm not sure where was Rowan born though. Do you know? Give me the history on where he may have been born. I reckon he may come from Victoria, but we'll give him to ACT.
New South Wales.
We'll loan him to ACT.
We're very proud. Of course, state of origin is back in New South Wales blue territory.
What about we'll give the Queenslanders a little bit of love.
Rowan, a great run by Rowan, might I say. He had a fantastic day today, and he was delighted. He was actually very happy. I saw him after the race, and really excited.
The Benita Willis trained Al Stevenson coming in with a 10-minute PB, I believe, in the marathon, and taking the silver medal.
There you go. Just be coached by Benita. 10 minutes off your PB.
Well, I'm signing up.
Yeah, we're all on that board.
If I bribe you and coached by B, that's my 10 minutes.
That's all.
2:58 next year.
Too easy. You don't even need to run.
Newcastle lad Vlad Shatrov held on. I thought he might do it. I was following the splits. I thought he might hold on for the win. He was in a lead of about a minute there at the 30k mark. Vlad said he did it pretty tough coming home, and so he 2:24, and that sealed out the top three. The women's Tali Bird on debut. First marathon she's completed. She's had a crack at one before, 2:43. Yeah,
technically not on debut, but on first debut finished marathon, right. And she's had really good form in Victoria. Good cross country runner, so I'm delighted that Tali's been able to make the change up to the marathon and have. Obviously, your first one didn't go as well as what you'd hoped, so terrific result today.
Righting the wrongs at the Gold Coast. There's a bit of that going on today, so we'll make a deposit there. Now, anything else we've got to talk about at the Gold Coast Airport Marathon, lads? We'll be back here next year.
Hopefully, looking forward to it. Obviously, this has set a benchmark now. We've raised the bar again. So, you know, we've talked about records and times. I think now we can talk about what a fantastic race it is. And, you know, there's always a great atmosphere up here, really well organised. So I think that's the thing we need to...
I thought for a minute there you were talking about the show.
The show? You have raised the bar. You have Mossy and Robbo, and I don't know what we could have done. It's a shame you had to, you know, I had to drop down the standard, but thanks for putting
No, you've done really well here.
I appreciate it.
Now, listen here, Mono, in a couple of weeks you'll be heading over to Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games as the chief of the mission.
Yeah, that's right. I thought I was going on a holiday. Do I have to go?
Well,
someone said go to Europe for a holiday. I said great. They didn't tell me I was going to Glasgow for some Commonwealth Games.
It's interesting you say Glasgow when a lot of people say Glasgow.
Oh really? Have I got that wrong? So there's my first lesson. I won't get in. I won't pass the border control. I'll kick
tweet, folks. How do you pronounce Glasgow? Is it Glasgow? At Mossy and Robbo? You can.
So you're looking forward to the mission over there, Chief?
Oh, no, it'd be fantastic, obviously. And I love my Commonwealth Games. It's a way for me to stay involved, give something back to the sport. And certainly our results. Big athletics team, as you know, 103 biggest offshore team we've ever sent for athletics, and almost the biggest team. We may still get the biggest team ever leaving Australia, so in the whole team. So, no, it'd be very exciting. Looking forward to it. The English obviously be tough over there, but the games are all in ready. Really good infrastructure, and the people, the community in Glasgow and Scotland are really excited. So great atmosphere. It'll be a terrific experience for everybody.
Now, Mono, in your capacity as the Chief de Mission,
yes.
And I'm not sure exactly what that entitles you to do, but you have some privileges.
Listen, we
can't.
Do I? What
Chef
is it? De Mission is French. The French are not part of the empire. It's the chief of the mission.
That's right. Yeah. So in our Ballarat lingo, it's Glasgow, and I'm chief of the mission. Is that it?
That's it. Well, that'll work. So, chief of the mission, you get to read out the athletes that are named to be on the team for Australia. And I saw a few times you were doing the official duties.
Yes.
And in particular the athletics team, which, as our viewers will know, Mossy.
I know where this is leading. So what's going on? Come on, boys. I can sense a story happening.
We've had a bit of a sore point ever since that day where our names weren't read out. I sent you a message. I said it's David Robertson and Silas Moss.
Yeah.
You know how to pronounce it properly. And
yes.
we were waiting and we were waiting.
Therein
the
lies
second round came round and we still didn't get a gig. What's the go?
Therein lies your mistake. You actually sent me a message. You gave me the heads up. If you hadn't have given me the heads up, you might have snuck under the radar. You need to be on the download.
Yeah,
That's your
right.
problem. As soon as I knew it was you guys, I was aware of it, and obviously I was onto it. So it was never going to happen.
But you're still taking bribes to get on the com games?
Yeah, you might need a bit more than gold coins, I'm suggesting.
Right.
Look, Glasgow.
Well, we're going anyway.
Glasgow's good. We'll be heading over there. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But
All of
in
us, we will be there.
2018, Chief, it's over here back at Gold Coast, okay,
Yeah.
the Commonwealth Games, the spiritual home of the 2018 Games.
Yep.
How are you looking forward to that in particular?
Well, I'm not sure what I'll be doing, what my role will be, but what I do tell people is, whilst it's 2018 when the games are on, after the handover in Glasgow on that final night, it's us. We are here, so we have it for 4 years. I think people don't understand that, so it's really for us then to build the event over this next 4 years. It's like they say with the Olympiad. So what are we in, the Commonwealthiad? That's it. We're going to change the word. Emporiad. Yes. Glasgow, that's it. We are go for Glasgow.
Sorry there, Motters.
No, don't talk over me.
Yeah,
that's right.
you're
Who's
good
running
at
this
it.
show?
You are good at it.
I thought I was doing the questions.
Yeah. Mates, as always, we have to have a good, symbolic representation of the games. And what we're going to look at is we need to get a mascot to the games, because we know that for Glasgow Games, which is the Double X Games, we've got Clyde here, or as we like to call him, Clive. He is a thistle.
So I'll have a bit of that hair work. I'm liking
hair
work.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, we can make that.
Well, Vic Mitchell, steeplechase. She said she's going to go for it. But mate, let's have a think about what we can do here for the Glasgow, projecting forward.
2018,
What could we do?
Well, we certainly need some gold lining, don't we? So we've got to have the gold theme happening. How many coins have I got left? So
you're hanging on to it, buddy.
I'm from Ballarat, so the gold nugget.
Oh,
that's it. I mean, the gold nugget. I like that gold. Got the theme. Success, history. Got it all covered.
Well, one thing that
not too much gold on the coast, but anyway,
it's got to be about the Gold Coast, mate. And I know that up here they love their water life in particular, and right up all the way through the canals, the bull shark. So I'm putting it out there that it should be a bull shark, Robbo.
Yep, totally on board with that, Mossy. It's they're in the media every other week. There's there's sightings and there's attacks, and they're a bit cheeky and they get up to a bit of mischief. But I think it'll be a pretty fun-loving mascot.
What's the initials of the bull shark?
Yeah, well, hey, take it.
We're not going there, so you're onto it already. There is.
Mossy, to extend that, obviously we've settled on the animal, right? That's ticked off. Now we need a name that encompasses the mascot and the games.
Oh, now you got me.
And the area as well. And I don't think you can go any further than Schoolie, the bull
shark. Now we're talking.
So we're going to submit that to the minister, Jan Stuckey. She'll get that in writing today.
And you can't just have one these days, Robbie. No. So we're going to have Schoolie, and we're also going to have Toolie, who just won't help but stick around.
Good. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's right. Lots of schoolies, lots of toolies, but no foolies.
That's
right. No fooling happening. It happened up here, just not with my team in Glasgow. So all the fools that we're liking.
Quick one, bring it back to the marathon. The Com Games marathon.
Yes.
Likely to be the Gold Coast Marathon. Would you think?
Oh, it's certainly. Well, it's tried and tested. Yeah. Well, it's where else could you start? So, and obviously the course is fast.
A marathoner of note. What about the days of finishing the marathon in the stadium? I remember 1986, your first ever marathon, finished inside the stadium at Meadowbank in Edinburgh.
Yes.
What a special feeling that must be. And look, I know the growth of big city marathons, it's participation, and it might not be practical anymore, but I think there's a bit of romance about finishing and starting in the stadium.
Yeah, it's interesting because Deeks 82, wasn't in the stadium, and 94 when I won was out on the streets as well. So you do get a beautiful boulevard finish, lots of crowds, you get your family, and you feel like you're with the people, whereas sometimes in a stadium you don't get that atmosphere. But having said that, I'm a traditionalist myself, and I like the fact that the Olympic marathons finish in the stadium quite traditionally. Imagine in Athens, you're finishing in the old stadium, which is great. So I'm a bit betwixt and between, but I think there's certainly some history and tradition here. There'd be no reason why we couldn't see a fantastic finish as we've seen today.
Why don't we actually create history, and we'll do the last kilometre of the marathon on the beach. That'll really test them out.
Yeah, that's right. And put a stadium then at the end, just over near SeaWorld somewhere, and we just run them into the stadium to finish. Off the beach. It's like what Coolangatta Gold or something, is it? They're gold. I got a gold in there. I knew I'd finally get one. Excellent.
Good.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can keep talking
we
for
can.
hours. We're getting this signal here. I'm not exactly
that's
sure.
right.
Oh, you and I are fresh, Mossy, and we should give thanks to Ian Eckersley and Mona and their guests for the curtain raiser, the pre-show today. But
Warmed up the crowd.
Mona was up at about 2 a.m. I think he slept under here last night, actually, and he's looking to crawl under here any minute. So Mona needs to sleep, so we better let him go.
Excellent.
And we'll finish up. But what's coming up next for the Mossy and Robbo show? Mossy, what's going on?
Well, we're heading over to Glasgow, apparently.
As the assistant chief of the mission, is that correct?
I'm not sure if you can actually have two assistants. That's one thing. We might have to have an arm wrestle.
Might be able to have a fill-in. Like
Yeah.
I could have a bit of a snooze under the desk, and you guys can just sit in the chair, take over for me, and give me a rest.
Good. Well,
Do you look like me? We're
when
all
you,
with
when
like
you need
triplets.
to be disguised, Mona.
Yep.
Here you go.
Here we go.
Ah, look at this.
Mona.
I like it better this way, I reckon. Can I have a bit of hair?
Oh,
yeah.
Carol
I
happening,
like
the
that.
ginger
Yeah,
beer.
that's
Yeah.
it. That's right. Got the ginger ale happening.
You
I don't mind
look
that.
like a Scotsman there, for sure.
It's a bit of a beret as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, look, Ballarat would be very proud of you right now.
Yes. Where's this going? This is just between us.
Yeah, I don't think it's even recording.
No, thank God for that. We hope not.
So the Tartan Couch, we're going to be getting over there to Glasgow. Mossy, how can people follow us? What's going on?
Oh, you can follow us just about everywhere. You can go onto that crazy little thing called Facebook, and you can follow Mossy and Robbo, Mossy, and he's Robbo, couple of doubles in there. Or you can go to mossyandrobbo.com, and what we'll be doing is every single day providing you with a little bit of colour in the streets. You'll know what's happened, you'll know who's coming up next, but we're going to provide you with, I guess, fly-on-the-wall view of the whole XX Games over there in Glasgow. I'm pumped. Mona's pumped. What about yourself, Robbo?
Yeah, beyond pumped. Won't sleep for the next 2 weeks until we get over there, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I reckon that Glasgow and Scotland are going to embrace these games as much as any other games in history. I'm calling it now. It's going to be the greatest games ever. And then watch out what Gold Coast is going to do after that. So very excited. There's about 18 goals there I've missed. But look, it's been great. Thanks to Mona. Thanks to Benita as well for coming in.
Thanks, Mossy
Yeah,
and
that's
Robbo.
right, and
Thanks,
it's
boys.
been
We'll see you there. Have a good trip over.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much. Well, we're on the plane with you. It's been
Yes.
gold here for the Gold Coast Airport Marathon. It's been an absolute pleasure for you, I'm sure. And I'll tell you what, we've invited ourselves back next year.